and roadblocks to key cabinet positions be damned. In our fourth story on the countdown, President Obama getting down to a packed schedule of trying to fix the country during his first full day in office. The day began at 8:35 a.m. Eastern Time. The new president entering the Oval Office, spending 10 minutes alone, reading the note left to him by President Bush, the envelope marked to number 44 from number 43. Do your own jokes. At 8:45, a meeting with his chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel, also rolling up his shirt sleeves, figuratively and literally, to make phone calls to 4 leaders in the Middle East. During the Bush administration, it had been a rule that no one entered the Oval Office without wearing a suit jacket. The president and his wife, Michelle, then departing the White House to the National Cathedral to attend a national prayer service. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, the president still trying to fill out his cabinet. Treasury Secretary-designate Timothy Geithner making short work of his confirmation hearing, an abject apology on that tax thing, and 3.5 hours and out. The Finance Committee to vote on the sending of his nomination to the full Senate tomorrow. That full Senate voting to confirm Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State by the vote of 94-2. Republican Senators Jim DeMint of South Carolina and David Vitter of Louisiana, the 2 nays. Madam Secretary then sworn in at her Senate office after the vote. The 4 who did not vote at all Democrats or empty seats. Senator Kennedy having spent the night in the hospital after experiencing seizures at yesterday's inaugural luncheon. Senator Clinton not voting on her own confirmation. Minnesota, vacant seat because of the recount. And Colorado, vacant seat, Ken Salazar, having been confirmed as Interior Secretary yesterday. Back at the White House, the president making good on a promise he made last July, that on his first day he would meet with his military leaders and give them a new mission to end the war in Iraq. Top White House staffers also sworn in for their new posts and congratulated by the boss, the president announcing a pay freeze for any staff member making more than $100,000.
During this period of economic emergency, families are tightening their belts, and so should Washington. And that's why I am instituting a pay freeze on the salaries of my senior White House staff.
A great pleasure now to be joined here in surroundings no doubt familiar to her by Gwen Ifill, the moderator of Washington Week and senior correspondent for the NewsHour with Jim Lehrer, and now author of the new book, The Breakthrough, Politics and Race in the Age of Obama. Gwen, welcome. Congratulations on the publication.
Face to face with you, Keith, it's worth it all. All the pain that I went through to get this book done just for a chance to sit across from you.
Well, you just could have called. That would have been fun.
Well,
to write a book.
We'll talk
but
later.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
All right, this is an ambitious, accelerated start to a new administration. Should we be thinking less in terms of the traditional yardstick of the first 100 days and rapid this thing up to 10 or 50 or something?
Years or days?
Days.
Actually, Barack Obama would like you to make it 10 or 15 years.
Sure.
Clear in that speech yesterday, clear in everything he said. Expectations should be low about what he can get done. He doesn't want to be judged too quickly. And I spent yesterday on the mall talking to people, and I was struck. I know there's a lot of struckness on the mall yesterday, a lot of tears, a lot of excitement, but a lot of people saying, give him some time, give him some time. Republicans saying, give him some time. Maybe not on the mall yesterday, but around town saying this. So, yeah, I think that people are withholding judgment for a long time.
And yet he did come flying out of the gate with the Gitmo pronouncements and with these instructions, as he promised on the first day, develop a mission to get out of Iraq. We know those are priorities, obviously secondary, tertiary to the economy. But what else is on the list, do you think?
Easier to make these promises than to actually carry them out. To come out and say, I'm going to get us out of Guantanamo. Every legal expert knows this is really complicated. I'm going to get us out of Iraq in 16 months. Everyone knows you have to put all of that equipment on barges to get them out of Iraq and bring them home. Not so easy. Same thing with the economy. That is a full plate. He doesn't really need anything else, but there are entitlements which need to be reformed. There's a tax structure which needs to be addressed. There are a lot of things on his plate, but right now he's got to give the impression, at least, that he is stepping out there and he is taking charge.
And certainly there is something to be said for, I can't solve these problems today, tomorrow, next month, but Guantanamo within a year, as you said, Iraq within 16 months. These freezes, goals, anything that seems to put a texture to the plan, a promise at least to get it done by a certain point, would seem to be a pretty good strategy if you can't get it all done all at once.
Well, especially when you've just given an inaugural speech in which you said, by the way, we're not going to get a lot of things done. Be patient with me. Then you come out the next day and say, look at this.
What did you make, now that we're getting further details of the apparently now daily practice of the president being sworn in office? Because we're now getting a little of the color from the pool reporter who said, again, it was Justice Roberts. The president said, we decided it was so much fun while sitting on the couch that we'd wanted to do it again, and they made small talk, and Roberts said, "Are you ready to take the oath?" And the president replied, "I am, and we're going to do it very slowly." And they joked about how the Chief Justice had butchered it yesterday, and it ended with, "All right," the president said, "the bad news for the pool reporters is there's 12 more inaugural balls."
You know what the real telling deal about that was? Justice Roberts put back on his black robe to do this. And it wasn't just a casual, let's sit around the office and play oath again. He actually went through the motions of looking like the Chief Justice. I thought it was, I don't know, a remarkable deal. They said it was just an abundance of caution. But somebody somewhere in the legal firmament over at that White House thought it was more than just a casual thing to be redone.
That's a great observation. You would think that we'd have something like this cleared up after 44 presidents, or at least after 43 and into a 44th. Last point about the 44th. This touches, I think, on what you've written in the book. A remarkable feeling, a sort of epic, landmark, historical moment, certainly yesterday, a day, a month, a year. How much is it? Is it historical and important? And at what point does he become just another president with just the same amount of criticism as the 43 who preceded it?
I don't think he ever becomes just another president. Yeah. He could be a spectacular failure. He could be a spectacular success. I don't think he becomes just another president, because once you've been the first and you've actually broken down all of the barriers, or at least some of the barriers, you're always going to have that. The problem is, how many more firsts do there have to be before all of the barriers truly fall down for everybody else? Right now, it looks like they're beginning to fall.
Well, that last moment you speak of will be a great one.
Yeah.
We'll see when it's achieved. Gwen Ifill, the new book is The Breakthrough: Politics and Race in the Age of Obama. We wish you great luck with the book, and thanks for coming in.
Call, right, Keith?
Okay, you're on.